Hey there everybody, it's Michael here for the Fellowship of Acoustics and welcome back to another episode of New Arrivals. I will be hosting this episode because Milo is actually in the US right now doing a tour of his lifetime. He is going to New Orleans, he's also going to visit the Santa Cruz factory actually, which brings me straight to the guitar that won last week. It is the Santa Cruz OM. So without further ado, I'd say let's just get started, and if you want to make a choice on one of those four, then you should watch until the end and then you can leave your vote down in the community poll. So let's go. I'm gonna start off by showing you two guitars from Rosewood. This is the first one, the Rosewood Custom D. Check that out. Very, very nice spruce top there with a herringbone binding on the fretboard and no decal. I kind of like this when brands do it. For some reason it just aesthetically looks really sleek. This is the D28 Tony Rice. So their take on the classic D28. Beautiful back and side actually. This is a very, very light rosewood. You don't see that too often, so that's very cool. And the reason that this beautiful rosewood on the side and back is this light is because it's actually Pau Ferro, which is a rosewood family, but it deserves a name of its own. So yeah, I know it by Pau Ferro as well, but it is a type of rosewood. Very nice guitar. Let's just check it out real quickly. Quite nice, but let's check out the other one as well. This next one is a beautiful OM42, also by Rosewood. The full 42 style, so abalone, beautiful maple purfling on the sides, mahogany back and sides. Really, really beautiful instrument. Rosewood, if I haven't mentioned it just yet, is from the Czech Republic, and this model is actually the R&R OM42, which stands for Roman and Rudy, which is a collaboration between Roman from Rosewood and our own Rudy builds. So yeah, this is a nice instrument, pretty cool. Check this out real quickly. It's a nice instrument, it plays really comfortably, and Rudy, I think you did a good one on the neck profile because it's really slim, but in a good way. It's not too slim, but it's really easy to play this guitar, which is always a big benefit in my perspective. Nice instruments, but I want to check out a few more because these are just the first two that I've grabbed. So let's see what else we have. This next guitar is not made in the European Union, but in the US. This is a beautiful Goodall. A Goodall. Check that out. It's an RGC from 2004. So this is a trade-in. And I always like on guitars like this that the spruce becomes a bit darker. Rosewood, back and sides. Really, really rich, deep, dark rosewood. With, again, beautiful maple purfling on the side, ebony fingerboard. This feels like a really high quality premium instrument. It comes with an anthem, I can see that right here. This is not from continental US though. This guitar was built in Hawaii. Because if you know anything about the Goodall history, then you know that he started out in California. He moved to Hawaii. This is where this one was made, so it's 2004. And then he recently moved in 2024 to his new shop in Tennessee, Sparta, Tennessee. We just started building the first few Goodalls from that shop. So it's quite nice to have this one from Hawaii because the longest time that he'd been building was in San Diego, California. Let's check it out. like a really great guitar. And like I said, straight when I grabbed it out of the case, it felt so well built, as I'm used from Goodall. And the moment I played the first few notes, I was like, this sounds full. It's very, very nice. And I like the shape. It's somewhere in between, like an OM. It's not an actual OM, but it's really nice. It fits me as a player. And in general, right now, I'd say I prefer this one over the two Rosewoods that I've just played. And I don't think Goodall gets enough love from us. So I'm just gonna choose this as my first choice. The Goodall RGC from 2004. Another group of people who claim that they don't get enough love on our channel, just like the Goodall brand, is actually a certain group of buyers. And it is those who are unfortunate enough to have chosen to become left-handed guitar players. Because we do get beautiful instruments for you guys. This is the new Standard Refresh 00028 by Martin. If you're unfamiliar, the Standard Refresh by Martin was launched in early 2025 when they announced them at the NAMM show at that time. And we've been lucky enough to have them over the last year. I almost bought a Standard Refresh OM28. And I say almost because I was gonna buy it, but it was already sold. So I was too late on that part. This being the 000 with the shorter scale length, still the Rosewood back and sides that you have on here. And a beautiful spruce top with herringbone on the side. I know that I can't play this and I won't attempt to play it. I know that Tom once attempted to play a left-handed guitar, but I just wanted to show this to all of you and make you known to the fact that we do sell quite a lot of left-handed guitars. We just don't feature them in the show too often because we don't have a left-handed player in store to demo them. But we do have an entire wall of acoustics and electrics, so if you're left-handed and you're out there, drop by and have a look. And this guitar is also a new series. It's actually a next generation. You see what I did there, for those who know. Because this guitar is the Taylor 414 CE Next Gen. We are very happy to finally have this in store because we were waiting for it for quite a bit and we're just happy to have it here. We already had the 314, the 814, we just didn't get the 414 in just yet. Check this out, beautiful dark wood on the back and sides with a spruce top. There's actually a small little fun fact that connects Taylor guitars to Goodall because Mr. Goodall started building guitars in 1972 in San Diego, California, and he bought his first set of wood for that guitar, the one-off that he built from American Dream Guitar. And American Dream Guitar is the company that would later be purchased by two of its employees, Kurt Listock and Bob Taylor. So unknowingly, Bob Taylor was probably there when they sold the wood to Mr. Goodall, which jump-started his career as a guitar builder. So there's a cool connection there, and they're both from San Diego, California. Back to Taylor though, this is the new Next Gen beautiful guitar, and it's built, hoe zeg ik dat? And it's built to Taylor spec, something that we are known from them. Every guitar that comes out of their factory is just top-notch because they have a really good quality control. This specific model also features the new Claria pickup system by Taylor. And it has V-class, scalloped V-class bracing, I should say. And it's got the active control neck, so that allows you to also adjust the angle instead of just the action from over here. So that means you'll probably never need a neck reset with this model. Very cool 414 CE. from Martin to Taylor, we're actually going back to Martin. And talking about going back to Martin, actually quite exciting news. I'm going to visit the Martin Guitar Factory in just a week. I'm going to be going there with Koen, and I think it's going to be a great trip. We're going to be showing you some stuff that's going on in the factory, and we're going to be sitting down with someone from the Martin Guitar Company. So that's quite excited. Stay on the lookout on that. But this is up first. This is a beauty, and beauty is subjective, but I always love it when a guitar shows its age. This is the Martin 0017 from 1931. So this was the student model back in the day, and as you can see, it did have some repaired cracks on the back. And it's full mahogany, which is what they did on their student models back in the day. And now, while the Style 17 guitar by Martin was already made somewhere in the, I think it was like 1850s, 1856, that was when it first emerged, the actual 0017 wasn't introduced until 1930, late 1930. So this one being from 31 means it's actually from the very early production years. And also what sets this one apart is the fact that it's a 12 fret. Now, the 12 fret was built in the first 3 years, from 1930 till 33, and in 34, they switched to a 14 fret 0017. So this is from the first 3 years in which only this layout of the model was made. So that's pretty cool. I really love the clarity and the note separation that this little beauty gives. Really great to see such an old guitar actually in a really good playing condition, because it plays like a dream actually. From up here, I've tried it off camera up here, it's a really, really nice instrument for the age that it has. So I'm really curious to see what this would sound like through a mic. So this is going to be my second choice of this new Arrivals. And in this case is another vintage beauty, the Gibson ES150 DC double pickup cutaway. They really thought about that one. So this one is actually from the early 70s, and I'm not saying a specific year, because when we got it in, the owner claimed it was from 1969, as you can see on the label over here. He hand wrote that on the case. However, the serial number is not definitive. It actually says it could be from 69 all the way up to 1974. And there is one cool little detail in the box. Let me just grab that real quick. So this is the original little piece of paperwork that came with the guitar. But it says here that it was dealed by Dave Berry, and it was sold in May 12, 1972. So that's pretty cool. This is included, so once this is going to be online, we'll make sure that we get the year as accurate as possible, but just be aware it is from that era. Now, this specific model has a beautiful walnut stain all around the guitar, which I love. I actually own a walnut stained ES335, but the E150 was made popular by Charlie Christian. This specific model, though, does not have the Charlie Christian pickup, which is the blade pole pickup that they used to have in the neck. We'll make sure that we put a little image up here showing you what that looks like. And does anybody know, Timon?
Yeah.
What does ES mean?
electric Espanol.
Oh, yeah. However, it's not EE, so but it's electric Spanish, yes. So it was the first time that they made a Spanish guitar electric. Very cool to have this vintage beauty in our store, but I do want to check out what else we have. Yep, this weighs quite a lot. Two big Gibson cases. I'm gonna start off with this one. And the shape is probably already given off what this is. This is a beautiful V. Not just any V, one of the most popular, a Corina Flying V with a black pickguard, gold hardware. This is a trade-in 2022, but it's in a really good condition. And I have never owned a Flying V, but I know someone who comes here quite often who a Flying V is actually his favorite guitar model. Shout out Live de Leo. However, we have another Gibson in a slightly uncommon shape, so I'll grab that first. This is actually also a V, but not a Flying V, but a Firebird V. This is the Johnny Winter Signature by the Murphy Lab. And check out the aging that they did on this thing. Now they went all out to make this guitar as accurate as possible to resemble the 1964 custom shop Firebird that Johnny played himself. Johnny Winter's original guitar actually had a tune-o-matic with a stop bar. He did that himself, so they actually left the holes in here just like Johnny did. This is a very special Firebird because it's 123, number 123, I should say, of 125. It was a limited run that Gibson did in 2021, so this is also a trade-in from 2021. Very cool guitar, and if you're unfamiliar with Johnny Winter, then Google him right now and check out his music because he plays some great stuff. Another period correct thing that the Murphy Lab did was that the neck was actually made of mahogany and walnut, a 5-piece mahogany walnut neck, which is on this guitar as well. They really went all out, just like I said, to resemble those guitars from 1964, of which actually a little over 500 were produced. So Firebirds from that year are actually very desired. And you could say this one's even more desired because there's only 125 of them. I'm not gonna plug it in right here, but I think we're just gonna go straight downstairs to see what this beautiful guitar sounds like. So this will be my third choice of today, the Johnny Winter Firebird V. Some of you may have noticed the racks behind me are not completely filled. That's actually because we're still waiting to receive a bunch more new guitars coming in. So for the next choice, the final choice, I've actually been looking through some stuff that we got in, and these three cases hold something new as well. I'm going to choose one of these three, but I'm going to show all of them to you. Let's start off with this one on the left. First off, before I open it, check out the case because it's pretty cool. It's got the black and red stripes on the top. It's got the old Gibson script logo on the side. And all of these cases have that very distinct look. It's because all of these guitars are from the Century series. And this is the J185 of that mentioned series. Now, the Century series was announced last NAMM, so this January in 2026, and we're very happy to have those first models in. Now what sets the Century series apart is the fact that they were all finished in satin, first off, front and back. All of the other models I'm going to show you have that as well, but the most notable thing is that they're all 12 frets. So this is a 12 fret J185 in a satin finish. And I'll just grab the other models as well, just so that you can see them, because the other ones are an LOO, which is also one of the Gibson's favorites. and a J185. Ooh, this one is quite nice. The all black LOO. Jim Svinselman, give us a call. I know you love black guitars. And then on this side, the J185. So we have Sunburst, satin Sunburst, we have all black, and we have a natural J45 over here. Those are the three colors in which the Century series arrives. I haven't explained it yet, but the Century series is to commemorate 100 years of Gibson flat top history. That's pretty cool. That's why they've chosen three of their favorite models, the J45, the J185 and the LOO. And they did some tweaks to them. Like I said, the satin finish in the 12th fret. And because of the fact that it's a 12th fret, let me just actually put this back in here so that I can show you properly. Because it's a 12th fret, the bridge is actually situated further back onto the body. And because that bridge is further back onto the body, the guitars generally give more bass response. And that is actually something that the J185 benefits from, because this is obviously the younger, smaller brother of the SJ200. So because of the fact that it's a bit smaller, I think getting that extra bass response from the bridge being backwards just a little bit is exactly what this model might need. Binding on the side, something I haven't mentioned yet, of the fretboard, and of course here. And the nice thing about this is that all of these models are between 2,300 and 2,500 euros at the time of making this video, but they're all made in Bozeman, Montana. So US made acoustic guitars for that price is quite nice. So let's check out what this model sounds like. Actually plays really nice. Yeah, it's got a nice balance and a nice ring to it. Those are the first things that I noticed while I'm playing it. Honestly, I really like the other models as well, the LOO and the J45, but this is something we don't see too often here. So I'm just curious what this would sound like through a mic. This is going to be my fourth choice of today. That was it for this week's New Arrivals. I hope that you all enjoyed the episode. Please do not forget to leave your vote on your favorite in the community side of our YouTube page. And yeah, I just hope to see you next time. Colin, what was your favorite?
Firebird.
Firebird, Johnny Winter Firebird. Timon,
Yes.
what's your favorite?
The New Century.
The New Century by Gibson. Ooh, and Laura behind the camera. Favorite?
Also the Firebird.
Also the Firebird. Ooh, well, my favorite was actually the Martin 0017 from 1931. But the choice is up to you. Once again, leave your vote and I hope to see you in the next episode. See ya!